Howdy. Soccer season's winding down quickly. The regular season's winding down. We, again, had 2 draws this past weekend. Tough results for us because we had a lead in both games, and with a little bit of help from outside sources, could have done well. Needed to win one of those games to make sure that we were going to for sure be in the postseason, which brings us to our games this week. If we can go, we go to Florida for a match at 5 o'clock Central Time against the Gators. That becomes an imperative win for us. We have to go in and win against those guys. They've had a struggle this season, but at the same time, they're still an SEC side with a lot of really good athletes, good coaches, and it's their last game, no matter what, for the season. So they'll be playing without abandon, I'm sure. For us, it's we come in off of some good results, but just our good performances, just not great results. Senior day yesterday for our seniors was good. Miley Hayes for us continues to be on a hot streak, scoring goals in important times. We just need a couple more of those from her teammates and some critical situations to not give up goals, and we'll be okay. But right now, I think we are number 28 in the national RPI, which puts us in decent shape with NCAA tournament. But again, it just kind of comes down to just got to win, baby.
Questions? Let's go back to Tyler.
Yeah, Coach, you talked about Florida might have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder and kind of going all out. What, I guess, what's going to be key in that one? What kind of challenges do they present to you on?
Well, Florida, number one, traditionally has been the most successful program, especially before we got to the SEC. They've won many championships. They turned over coaching after Becky Burleigh, who was their legendary founder and longtime coach. After she retired, they've been kind of trying to find their way. Sam Bowen, who's in there now as their head coach, I think has done a good job of kind of turning the culture and helping them to move forward. And you can see that the players believe in what they're doing and they're playing hard. They've had a couple injuries that haven't made it any easier, and playing in the SEC definitely hasn't made it anything easier for them. But they in their game the other night against Alabama, number 1 Alabama, I mean, they were very organized. They kept a lot of numbers back behind the ball, which made it really difficult to break through. Alabama scored 2 great goals from distance to win it 2-0 and to secure Alabama winning the regular season championship. So I think we can expect some of the same, that they're dangerous in transition, and we've got to make sure that the chances that we get, we stick. I mean, we missed 4 chances inside the Missouri 6-yard box yesterday. That you score any of those, it's a win. So it's something that we have to be able to nail the door shut when we get up, and we've got to be able to put a few more bullets in the chamber to finish things off.
And then as a team, how do you deal with, I guess, the high stakes of this one, without letting it get too big and too much pressure on them, but still knowing that this is basically a must-win situation?
Well, you talk about that there has to be a, you've got to try to make the most out of every minute in the match. You can't wait until all of a sudden it's imperative in the last few minutes to go after it. You've got to have an air of intensity to the way you play, but at the same time you've got to make sure that you're still free and flowing in the way that you go about it. And again, like we said, we are undefeated in all of our games in October. We just need to make sure that this has a W next to it instead of a T.
Go to front right to Travis.
Y'all have frequently outshot opponents throughout the year. How pleased or confident are you in the quality of shot that y'all are taking?
Well, the ones that don't go in, I'm not pleased with. Like I said, we bang posts, we bang opponents in the kidneys and other vital organs and standing in front of the goal. So, a lot of that comes down to there's a difference between shooters and finishers. And finishers are the ones who finish the motion and score the goal. Shooters are just kind of sometimes just random drive-bys. And we've got to just a lot of that comes down to being able to slow the game down in the player's head, so that it just comes down to a technical exercise of ball through foot, balance on ball, ball in back of net. And that comes with training, and it comes with a lot of repetition. The good news is we're getting lots of reps in the game. If you're not getting a chance to buy a ticket, you're not going to win the lottery. And we want to make sure that we're trying to get as many chances as we can. And we have players who are excellent finishers. They just have got to be able to do it at this level, at this speed, with this pressure.
And with where y'all are in the RPI, what's your level of confidence with or without the SEC tournament that you can make the NCAA field?
That's a good question. I don't claim to know what the NCAA tournament committee is thinking. I have a hard enough time reading the minds of teenage girls, so whatever the NCAA is going to come up with, I do know that we have a very good resume. We've played a strong strength of schedule. Florida's RPI is low, so even winning on Thursday will lower our RPI a little bit. But like I said, as of right now, if you look at the way the RPI is and how it works with a 64-team field, we would be hosting a first-round game. So I still remain positive that things are going to go our way. We just got to. I know it sounds cliche, but we have one step, and that's on Thursday. We've got to take care of.
Questions? Let's go to the back. We'll go to Ben.
Coach, what are you looking for your girls from this Florida game? Not just to get the result in the game, but I guess to prepare for the grind of an SEC tournament and just kind of getting through that whole process.
Well, that's a good question. This time of year, talking to Alan Cannon over there, the old survive and advance is pretty true. As far as you've got to just focus on surviving first and foremost. And for us, surviving, this will be our 19th game in 11 weeks. So it's a grind, and we've had some players who have gone down with some physical, injuries that have ended their season. We've had others that are hopefully on the mend and will be back before too long. So the most important thing that we talk about with the players is looking after themselves. Them looking after themselves looks after the team, making sure that they're following the prescriptions of our athletic trainers and our medical staff, doing the right things nutritionally, doing the right things from sleep. And again, it's all those little intangibles that can harm you, but at the same time, they're all those little intangibles that can give you that extra boost that you have to in super close games and super tight games, which explains the SEC, that you have to be able to take care of. It'll be, we've done well in Gainesville over the years, and I don't know comparatively to other people, but I would imagine we have one of the best records of the SEC teams going into Gainesville to get success. So we feel good about going into the Disney Stadium to get things done. But at the same time, I mean, I've been really impressed with the way that Florida has been able to defend and their danger, especially on set pieces coming forward. So it's a big one. It's a big one that we've got to, again, all those little things are going to add up for us.
All right, I think that's a wrap.
Thank you.
Thank you.